Welcome to Holy Communion with the First Presbyterian Church of Verona on the first Sunday of May 2nd. Before we start with the actual liturgy, Peggy and I wanted to introduce you to the cup and platen that we will be using. Elder Peggy Whiting, by the way, who always helps serve the liturgy at the First Presbyterian Church. This cup and platen was used by my husband's grandfather. Reverend Mike Capron is my husband, and his grandfather was DeVello Haynes. This cup and platen he used during World War II. And then he took it home with him and he used it in his ministry as a pastor of some various churches. And Peggy and I were both noticing that this cup and platen carried people through with our faith through very hard times in the past. And we just thought it was significant as we enter into a beautiful spring and the beginning of how we're going to come back after this virus, that it is journeying with us now through another new phase of our faith, helping us through. Peggy?
God is love, and those who live in love live in God, and God lives in them. The peace of the Lord be always with you as we come to share this great feast together. Blessed be God, by whose grace creation is renewed, by whose love heaven is opened, by whose mercy we offer our sacrifice of praise.
From the beginning, you created all things, O Lord, and all of your works praise your name. You made us in your own image. You gave us breath and speech, that with angels and archangels and all the powers of heaven, we may find a voice to sing your praise. But we turned away from you. We used our voice to create distance between us and between one another.
You sent us prophets, priests, and kings to draw us back in. And then in the fullness of time, you sent your own Son, Jesus Christ, to live among us, to die for us, and to overcome sin and death on our behalf. With love stronger than death, he opened wide his arms and invited us to his table.
And so on the night in which he was betrayed, Jesus took bread, and after giving thanks, he broke it and gave it to his disciples, saying, "Take, eat. This is my body broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me." In the same way also, he took the cup, saying, "This cup is the new covenant, which is sealed in my blood, shed for you for the forgiveness of sins. As often as you drink it, do this in remembrance of me. For as often as you eat this bread and drink this cup, you do proclaim the saving death of our risen Lord until he comes again. Let us partake of the feast together."
Father of all, we give you thanks and praise. And when we were still far off, you met us in your Son and brought us home. Dying and living, he declared your love, gave us grace, and opened the gates of glory. May we who share Christ's body live his risen life. We who drink his cup bring life to others. We whom the Spirit lights give light to the world.
And O Lord, we pray now for the people whom you have given us to love, those who are healing from physical illnesses and those who are struggling with their emotions, for those who need work and for those who are overworked, for those who face danger just by leaving their front door, maybe in other parts of the planet or in neighborhoods that are very much unlike our own. And for all who wish for tangible ways to share our blessings. Keep us firm in the hope that you have set before us, so we and all your children shall be free, and the whole earth live to praise your name. And we ask all these things using the words that you taught us to pray saying, Our Father, who art in
Who art
heaven,
in heaven,
hallowed be thy
done.
name. Thy kingdom
thy
come,
kingdom come,
thy will be
thy
done
will be done
on earth as it is
earth
in
as
heaven.
it is in heaven.
Give us
Give
this day
This
our
day
daily
our
bread,
daily bread,
and forgive us our
our
debts as we
as
forgive
we
our
forgive our,
debtors. Lead us
and
not
lead
into
us not into
temptation,
temptation,
but deliver
but
us
deliver
from
us
evil.
from evil.
For thine is the
Thine
kingdom
is the kingdom
and the
and the
power and the
and the
glory
glory.
forever. Amen.
Amen.
And Peggy, let's share with them what's happening now in conversation about in-person communion before we sign off. I just wanted to let you know that we're very carefully watching the new guidelines the CDC is publishing, and especially Governor Murphy's interpretation of those guidelines. And at the moment, our protocol team has said that if we are outside on the lawn, it is safe to have a very careful and measured communion practice. Note, this is different than a fellowship meal where people are running around, you know, enjoying being together. But if we're very careful to stay within current CDC guidelines. So we have said as a session that if the weather is nice and we want to have communion, that we could gather outside on the lawn in our seats, distribute communion, and just for a moment, take our masks off and receive communion together. So we are looking for the first Sunday when weather will allow us to do that, whether it's the first Sunday of the month or not, because this is important. And we want the first thing that we eat together after this virus to be Holy Communion. So look for that first day when the weather allows for us to gather on the lawn. We'll have our service in the sanctuary. And at the end of the service, we will go out together and celebrate Holy Communion. Peggy, what do you think about that? Do you have anything else you want to add?
No, I think that's super. And actually, this Sunday is looking pretty good right now. So
Okay, so
Might
if
work.
you're able to come join us in person, that's great. If you missed that opportunity, celebrate Holy Communion using this video. And we will do it again, assuming that things continue to on the upward path with the recovery from the virus. We're not there yet, but we're taking the steps that we can together. May God bless you all. Bye-bye.